American men, no matter what race you is, based on like our influences, what we watch on TV, what we glorify. I think we really got to go overseas to find that
No.
them traits that you're talking about because they exuberate all that.
That's wild.
They look at all that.
I mean, I'm from a
Like,
different country, so
no, I think like because I be looking like damn. It ain't really about who got money when you go to Europe, when you go to China, when you go to these countries, they like when you look at the statistics, let's look at the statistics. And this just not me going off of my experience. This is me like, damn, the Americans got the most of highest divorce rates.
yes,
You know what I'm saying? Like it's
because we
not
don't have
even
no
close.
morals.
Yeah, exactly. So like, damn, why wouldn't an American say like, man, I should give me an international girl because they more they got they give they man and treat them like this and appreciate more. I mean,
So
I just
this is what
I
I'm
just
saying.
feel like if like damn I go over here, I need to play my percentages. Like man, Germany they 30%, okay, Switzerland,
Well, maybe you
Australia
need to
ten
go
percent
over
divorce
there and
rate,
see what's
ten
going on.
percent, 10% divorce rate in Australia. Okay, New Zealand 1%. Oh damn, I need to go to
So let me ask this. Let me.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
American.
Hey, what's going on, family? This is Tyler from Nopickspodcast.
What up, fam? This is Joe, No Picks Podcast.
Hey guys, it's Angie again.
All right, so let me ask you, Angie. So, well, first let me preface this first. Anyone who doesn't know, this is Paul Pierce. He is a Hall of Fame basketball player from he played for the Boston Celtics for a really long time, right? Won a championship. I mean he's a pretty big deal. So what do you make of Paul Pierce saying that in order to get those traditional qualities in women, you got to go overseas because this is not American women aren't really cut from that traditional cloth anymore.
My first instinct was F you, but because he was speaking as if men are 0% of the problem, right? Like it's strictly the women who are the issue. And if you go to Germany and find a woman to marry, you're going to live blissfully forever. But who's to say she's not going to say, I don't want no American man because their divorce rates are like, it felt like a slap in the face to me. Like you're not the problem at all. Like you
Whoa,
don't have
whoa,
no
whoa!
American. You're just exempt from all reasons why the divorce rates are what they are in America. Like that don't have nothing to do with men. It's just we crazy.
I got a response to that, but I don't, listen. I want you to get your thought out. Then I'm gonna throw it to Joe because I know Joe gonna slam. I know
And
Joe
F
gonna
you
go
in
crazy.
advance because I know you're going to say something to me.
All right, Joe,
It's the
what's
lack
your
of
thought?
accountability for me.
What's your thoughts on Paul Pierce saying, "Yo, if you want this traditional type time, you got to go get a non-American woman because these American women not really cut from that cloth."
Uh, man. Uh, I mean, I think that first of all, most men don't even own a passport, right? So we're hearing a perspective from a man who, of course, is rich and is has celebrity status, is a professional athlete, but a lot of men ain't been out the country. A lot of men ain't even been on a cruise. A lot of men don't have passports, right? So let's be real. The percentage of men who actually have a passport, I don't know what the statistic is. It's not that big, right? But it's a few men. But assuming more men had passports, because
Right.
I don't know, man. There's some truth in what he's saying, but it also depends on like what it is that you're looking for. You know what I mean? Like if you really want someone who's like super traditional, going overseas might be the solution. And divorce rates in America are really high. I'm not gonna just put that all completely on women, although you guys do file 80% of the divorces. But
I'm
I'm
about
not.
to say, like, yeah,
But
who
I'm
else
not.
do you
Just
like?
because we file it don't mean we're the reason for it.
I mean that.
I mean, that's all you
I
could
mean
go off. Like,
that's. I
that's all you could
mean.
go off.
I mean.
Like, I mean, the
The
numbers
person
like
who
that's all you.
files
But
and goes through.
what if we said American men do half or the same stuff that they do to American women? You don't think the German woman is going to be like, nah?
Well, I don't know. It depends. What do American men do?
I mean, a plethora of things, not taking away from women's contribution to it, but to say that it's all women because we're the ones who file the papers, I feel like is unfair.
I mean,
And you're also, and I'm also biased, right? Because
yeah,
I
of course you
come
are,
from
obviously, right?
Of course.
traditional, like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I've come from marriage. My grandparents were married for 70 plus years. Like, I don't, but I try to still see the other side of it because I have friends who are not and didn't come up the same way. But
Yeah.
like, I have friends, I'm like, you're never going to get married. Like, and I mean, that's just, it's never going to happen for you, sis.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's fair to say it's all
So
women just because we file.
so I mean, listen, it's not all women, but I mean, if it's not inaccurate to say women are responsible for the divorce rate because they file. Like the person, like it is what it is. Like it's like
They're responsible for
the
the
divorce rate,
divorce
the 80, the
because
70 or 80% divorce rate
so
because they.
so forget why they filed, just the fact that they filed.
I mean, okay,
So keep cheating on me, beating my ass, doing all the
but
things.
that's not the thing. See, you are pointing to a minority at a time. The
Uh-huh.
issue normally is irreconcilable differences, i.e., I just wasn't happy. That's
Yeah.
what normally happens.
The top two
Okay.
reasons
I
is
just wasn't.
irreconcilable differences or financial. Like either
It's not for infidelity, but this is a story that y'all tell yourselves to be like, oh, well, this is, of course the divorce rate is crazy because all these men ain't shit. No. Y'all, what happens more than likely is that you just like, oh, you know what? I'm just not happy no more. That's why most women file for divorce. There's no actual reason for it. They just be like, yo, I want another nigga.
I'm just not happy. Oh well, not that, or I'm just not happy, and so yeah. So I don't know. I mean, you could try to figure out what the reason is, but the top two reasons are irreconcilable differences or financial. Either he wasn't making enough, or he was, and
Right.
he lost his job, or she's mad that she has to work and she's paying bills and she got tired of paying bills. You know what I mean? Like it's one or the other. You know, but usually, yeah.
And when you look at the divorce rate amongst college educated women, it's incredible. It's like it makes up the vast majority of divorces. Them chicks, once a chick get a college degree and get her job, she'd be like, "Yo, I need a president of the United States. I don't want Earl. I don't want Earl working at the plant. I need some new nigga. I need a surgeon. The top seven. Like, she needs something crazy because she like, yo, I've made it to this level. I'm not settling for you. Like I was settling for you before, but listen, now I got this degree, so shit different now. So we gonna have to do something. You got to get a business, be an entrepreneur, right?
Shut
Like that's
up,
what they all
I knew
say.
that was coming.
Like, but yeah, no. Listen, what Paul Pierce said is the reason why I'm like pro 50-50. Like, I've never like this is why I'm pro 50-50 because it's like, listen, I've been raised by strong, independent women my whole fucking life. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so I've never even seen a world where men just 100% provide because I was raised by women for one, right? And the women I was raised with were like, yo, we don't need niggas we don't need men f men. And I was like, okay, cool. So I always grew up being like, okay, cool. Like the woman I end up being with is going to be like making her own money, doing all this stuff. And, you know, I'm making my own money and doing all this stuff. And we combine lives and then we share the money, or she has her money, I have my money. We share the financial expenses, and then we share the household chores. Like, so I'm not expecting you to be like, you know, Joe, you and I talked about this before. I'm not expecting a situation to where, you know, we split the bills, but you take 100% of the household chores. No,
Right.
I'm cool with cooking. I'm cool with cleaning. On occasion, we can take turns. We can make a schedule. Be like, this is your day, this is my day, whatever. Because that's what I was raised in. But on top of that, I don't think that, like, so I don't think that those women, that traditional type women really exist in America today. Because I've never really seen it. If let's just say hypothetically, I've been with 100 women. Maybe like 2 of them was the type time where I'm be like, yo, you know what? I'm cool with working hard as shit and letting you stay in the house. Because the rest of them I would consider strong, independent women, don't need no man. And I'm like, okay, so when you move like that, I'm gonna treat you like that. And I'm not budging on that because I'm like, okay, this is your whole persona. So you know what I mean? So that's why I don't budge on the 50-50. That's why I'm like, yo, listen, we're gonna split these bills because, you know, you strong and independent. You don't need me. I don't need you either, right? We don't need each other. We're going to build this life together and then move forward. But we're going to split these responsibilities. And the responsibility at this point for me, listen, bro, it'll take a lot. I'll have to be examining a motherfucker for a long ass time and be like, listen, I don't know, bro. But Joe, I know you all for it. If you was making $1 million a year, you'd be like, listen, you can stay in the crib, do X, Y, and Z. Me, I'm making $1 million a year. I don't care if you got a job making 50. You're gonna be going to work. Straight up, you going to work.
I don't care.
I don't care because I'm like, yo, because listen, the how I look at American women today, right? Not even race, but American women in general, is that a lot of them want the benefits of being a 1950s housewife, but don't want the negative. The negative is, I would argue, that the trade-off is, listen, at the end of the day, the man, if he's paying all the bills and making sure everybody's cool, at the end of the day, he makes the final decision, being like, listen, if it's something that impacts the family in a significant way, you got to go to your husband and be like, yo, or your boyfriend and be like, yo, this is happening. Like, what do you think? My word has to be the end of it. Like, even if you disagree, you got to chalk it and move on. What I'm used to dealing with is, well, all right, I get that you feel this way, but I feel this way. So how can we compromise? There is no compromise. I'm saying this, you're saying that. What's like, if you want to go to Miami for the weekend, we ain't got the money. What's like, we both can't get what we want. So if we trade it from Miami and go to Atlantic City and hang out for the weekend, we're still spending money that we shouldn't be spending. So there has to be a prevailing opinion to be like, oh, okay, cool. My issue is that a lot of women today want the benefit, which is the financial part, but don't want the being like, okay, well, I gotta play the background because, you know, he makes the money, he pays the bills, he has to make the decision.
Why does it have to be the background though? Because if I have an opinion, if you state a fact, right, or you state your stance, and then I give my perception or my opinion on it, and you're like, that actually works. Like, is that a thing? Where you like, you know what? Yeah. Like, I didn't think about it that way. Not financial, because the example you just gave makes perfect sense. Like,
so what I'm talking about is financial. So the conversations I've had are real conversation. A real conversation is like, yo, we need to do this thing financially, but you want to do this thing financially. Like, so we need a new roof, but you want to go on a trip and put the roof on a credit card. So there can only be one decision that to be made. Yeah. So if we go with you, then it's your decision. If we go with me, it's my decision. The traditional thing is my decision. You got to go with my decision. The problem is most women don't want to do the I went with the man because that's controlling. That's X, Y, and Z. All the negative words and all the fun words that y'all say to each other in the beauty shop.
Not
right. But the issue is y'all cool with taking the money, but y'all don't want the response. Y'all don't want the negative effect. The negative effect on your end, I don't think it's negative, but the trade off is, yo, he controls what happens at the end of the day. Most women don't want the he controls what happens part. They want the money, but they don't want the negative part in their eyes, because they still want to be able to travel. Like, they basically want you to pay the bills and do all this stuff and still be able to do whatever they want to do. And that's not how it works. So you got to take both of them if you wanted that deal. But that's why I don't argue with the situation. That's why I'm like, listen, I don't think those women exist anymore. So that's why I'm like, okay, cool. Let's just do this. So if you want to go on a trip together, cool. If you want to take out a credit card in your name and we go, let's go. I'm not doing it. But I'm cool with splitting up. You mean like I'll throw some stuff on the grill. We can make some food together. All that. That's my issue. It's like I don't think the traditional thing really exists in America. Like I said, if I've been with 100 women in America, I mean, if I've been with 100 women, 2 of them are with the people. So I would say it's a dying breed. They're very few and far between.
Yeah, and so I want to expand on the conversation, right? Like, so for example, Angie, think about like, you ever been in a Home Depot and you drive past the parking lot and there's like a group of people there just looking for work, right? I don't want to say what their ethnicity or what their race are, but it's just people out there. You know what I mean? All right, so.
They not no more, God damn it.
Yeah, right. We in rough times now. That's why they're going crazy in LA and yeah. But those people, right? Those people, they go back home. Those men, they can go back home and they can still get respect from their woman or their wife, whatever that title is, right? That woman can still look up to him, still respect him for who he is as a man, respect what he brings to his family, to the household. Like, she can still admire and respect that man. In America, it's different. Like, our worth is defined by how much we make or how much resources we have. How easy can I make your life? Is he making my life easy? Is he making my life very easy? And once that changes, generally speaking, women tend to change. And I think that's a problem that we see here in America.
But is the easy always is the easy always financial? Like, does he bring me peace? Does like those things have value as well?
So you mean
We don't hear
if he's
that.
covering everything? So
You said what? He
if
said,
he's so if you so first of all let's speak of, like, all right. So I want to make this the other side of it.
especially if I work too. Like if money isn't a thing, I work, I make good money. I don't. I need you to be my other things outside of the finances. Like it,
Right.
those things are attractive as well. Those things
Yeah.
are right. Am I wrong?
No, I mean, you're not wrong, but but now we're not talking
I'm
about
just
that
not the
relationship
majority.
where, well, no, well, so that's probably more common than the man being the sole breadwinner and the woman being at home, right? It's much more common now that both people are working and both people are contributing in some way, shape, or form, right? So I want to make that very clear to the family too. Like this type of men who is able to provide for everything, those men are extremely rare. In America, they're rare. Around the world, they're rare. Most households have two incomes. So we're
How
also
much?
so I think if a man wants to move into a situation and be the shot caller and be the one to have the final say so, you also got to be that bull. You have to be that guy already. You can't just go in there paying 50-50 and and expecting to get all that authority as well. I will add that
Yeah,
because I mean I'm saying like we're talking
I
about that
agree.
guy.
I
You know
agree.
what I'm saying?
I
Like
agree.
because
I
I feel
don't.
like some dudes are gonna be like, yeah, but it's like, dude, but you don't make that much and you can't cover all
No.
them bills. So you
Yeah.
can't go
No.
in there demanding that kind of authority and that kind of value and respect when you don't even have that. You know what I'm
But though
saying? So yeah,
my issue is though, like even if you do make that money, they still want to make their own decisions. They still don't want you making their. They still don't want to be secondary to you as far as the decision making. And that's what's inherent in that role. But they don't want to like they want the financial. So they want to do make it 300 grand, but they don't want to do make it 300 grand with the authoritative personality. They want to do make it 300 grand with a passive personality that'll let you do whatever you want to do. But I just make the money and just bankroll your lifestyle. That's the disconnect. You feel what I'm
I can
saying?
see
Like
that
they
happening in some situations. Yeah, I can see that. I don't know why. See, I don't know why a man would marry someone like that and go through with it, understanding that this woman is like this though. So I'm like, why did you marry her? Like, I feel
no,
like,
not
what I mean? Like,
not
why
even
would you
him.
marry someone like that?
That's what she expects on her end. Because if you put some boundaries in that situation, she's gonna go on Instagram immediately and be like, "Yo, he's controlling. He's financially
Yeah,
controlling me."
yeah,
That's gonna be the first thing out her mouth. So it's not like you know what I
he
mean. So
could.
so it's like
Yeah, I no,
like
but Ty, I'm definitely with you in that the culture of American women is not ideal for marriage. That much I will say. I understand Paul Pierce. I can sympathize with him feeling the need to go elsewhere to find someone to
right,
have a family and build with because I don't think that I don't I think that our generation now we're just a different breed. I don't think that we are our ancestors, we aren't our grandparents. Like we're just a
right.
different breed now. We really really are. So I don't know, bro.
And for me, that's why I don't hold it against women because I'm like, you know what I mean. I'm different too than I probably would have been 20, 30, 40 years ago. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
yeah.
but I see this and I'm like, it's not like listen, if I'm making $400,000 a year, what am I and how I'm looking at it is like, what are you giving me that's like of equal value to me letting you stay home and live an extra 50 years? Like what are you giving me? I think if you're giving me vagina and cooking and cleaning, I would rather you just go to work and I'll figure it out. Like I mean, like I'll make it work. That's not worth it to me. Now, if you have the fourth joint, like okay, cool. Like I'm deferring to my man or my husband, then I'm like okay, cool. Like that for me, that is like worth it. And for and like and but that's the part. That's the part that most women aren't trying to give. They want everything that they want. They just want you to pay for it. So I think that's the difference that Paul Pierce is talking about American women and other women who are more traditional because American women just want certain parts of tradition. They don't want actually they want the man's role to be traditional, but they want their role to be optional. So if the man has to provide and all that stuff, and if the man come home and be like, yo, like where my fucking food, they're gonna be like, you sexist asshole, how dare you son this is real shit. Like they don't want their part of it. They want his
Right.
part, but not their part needs to be like optional and be like, oh well, I could do it if I feel like it.
So Angie, the average man in America makes about maybe 45, 50,000, right? The average man. And we don't always like to make it black versus white, but if you want to compare black man versus the white man, it's not that far off. Maybe by like
It's really not.
It's maybe by like
Yeah.
$3,000 or $4,000 that a white
really
man
is,
might
yeah.
make more than a black man, right? It's
Right.
not that far off, right?
White dude make like 60, black dude make
So,
like
so
57,
yeah.
56.
So my question to you, Angie, is: can you respect the man who is making $45,000 or $50,000 a year? Can you respect that man as if he was someone who was making 100 or 150K? Can you give him that same honor and respect? Like, can you really admire and appreciate that man?
I think it's doable, right? I think that
That is
if
not a ringing in
That
No,
that doesn't
listen.
sound that don't sound ideal at all, bro.
Here's the thing, right? I don't think that there's a way that you can move about and live making $57,000 that is still respectable. You can make a living for yourself if your level of responsibility, financial responsibility would have to be exceptional, obviously, especially today because you have less to work with. But if you're getting it done, then you're getting it done, right? So I don't think that. But I also don't require much either. Like I don't require. It's definitely doable. Like it wasn't that many years ago, I was making that much money and not. You know what I mean? Like it
Right.
wasn't that long ago. So
Okay. So you
and
can
making
respect
it work.
him. So you could
I
respect that
think
man.
it's respectable. Yeah. I mean, I respect my dad. My dad made 60K tops. I never knew it was that. As an adult, I look back like how
back in the day, though.
hell?
Yeah, but 60K back in the day was probably like
Back in the
90.
day,
One-
not,
120
this is
now or
2
something
years
crazy,
ago,
but-
3 years ago. He was
Oh,
just
okay.
there.
Never mind.
Like,
Never mind.
Okay.
Well, then.
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. All right. Okay.
yeah, like I think I've told you this before. Like I remember having a conversation with my dad shortly before he passed and telling him how much I made, and he was flabbergasted. Like,
Yeah.
what? And then he showed me his checkbook, like he was old school, like balancing checkbook writing, and it blew my mind because I'm like, how did I want for absolutely nothing? And you run a household and had a significant other and he ran that household with that 60K, which is little. It's not enough if you ask me, but he made it work, and I had nothing but respect for my father.
That's
I
rough.
don't know how he did it, but he did. So to answer your question, I would say yes.
Okay.
All
All right. I'm
He
just
made it
curious. I'm
And
just
I don't
curious.
know a man better. I haven't met a man like that could compare.
Well,
So
Thank you for answering that question. Thank you for your honesty, and also thank you for still being able to appreciate that man. But we just got to emphasize that,
I really am learning that about myself and talking to you guys and just in general that like my mindset is a little bit different. So I try to take things with a grain of salt. Like
yeah.
like women, I am naive to the way I guess majority of women or even men sometimes, depending on the topic, think or I don't know.
So, Andy, I've been in situations where the person I was with made more than me, and it didn't really bother me because I was always grinding to make more, and every year I made more money. Like I'm just blessed that every year while I was in that relationship, I was making more money. But she made more than me because she was more established. I had just gotten my college degree. This was years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like she already had years in, she had a career, and she was making more than me, and I could feel that energy. I could feel that in some way, shape, or form, she felt like she was superior to me because she was earning more than me. You know what I'm saying? And I could feel that disdain, knowing like, oh, you broke ass, or like, no matter what I was doing, I wasn't that boy yet. You know what I mean? Like, but I could feel that energy. And that's why I'm saying, like, can an American woman, because we're talking about American and foreign women, can an American woman respect that type of man, and help support him and
I
respect
guess
him?
it depends on how you also feel about your role. Like I know my role as a woman, especially in a relationship. Like I would never make my significant other or my man feel less. That's just not what you do.
And Angie, that's you, but it happens way more
for the most
often.
part, no,
it
that's not
it
true.
happens way more often than we like to think.
You
It really
look at the
does.
statistics of women who make more than men and like their divorce rates. Them Jones are crazy. Like them Jones are crazy because they be like, yo, like I can leave you and go get a dude that's better than you that's making more than me. So like,
Right.
they be out. They not
Right.
here for it. They not trying to hear your.
Absolutely.
They want to live a good life.
And that's why we encourage our men. There are some professions that women are in that we're just like, listen, if you're with a woman and she's in this profession, like that's not the wifey type. Like, cause she gonna dip on you as soon as you can. Like nurses, That's for me is one of the
There you
biggest,
go.
like,
There
never
you
ever
go.
don't, because she's around doctors,
There
she's
you go.
around other men who are making a shitload of money, working long hours around these men all the time, looking at how much, what they're driving and what they're doing, what their status is, and then she got to come home to your $50,000 broke ass every night because all you make is $50 at the plant, or being a sanitation man or whatever it is. She got to look at your broke ass for driving a bus instead of owning the bus company.
Right.
And she gonna look at you like, you broke ass, and then go back to all them doctors.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or lawyers, women who are lawyers. Like, there's just certain career paths that were like, listen, if you ain't making that bread and you ain't making as much as the men around her, you're setting yourself up for failure, because some women are in fact like that, and they will judge you and they will give you the respect, depending on how much income that you make. And that's just a thing. And that's why Paul Pierce says you go to a different country and no matter what you make, in those cultures, they honor and respect men. Like, that means something. There are women
Being a man
who
is
come into that relationship with that vibe, and you don't have to ask for that. It's already given. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just a different vibe. I just don't think that American women are built for the long game, in my opinion. I don't think that they're built for that. I think that they're built for recreational use. And
yeah. Well, listen. Let us know what y'all think. Let us know what y'all think, family. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time.
until next time.